It is 7:35, Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. We now call to order the Historic Town of Eatonville regular council meeting. Mrs. King, please verify quorum.
Councilman Matt,
Here.
Councilman Randolph, Councilwoman Randolph, here, Councilman Daniels, Vice Mayor Washington, Mayor Gardner.
Here, please stand for invocation. Pastor Britton, followed by Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you once again for the opportunity that you give us to live, move, and have our being. Thank you again for this day that you have made. Even now, we rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this opportunity to come to this town council meeting. We might be educated and updated on the state of the welfare of this our community. Thank you for this administration, the mayor, the councilmen, those who work intimately and directly with this community. Pray that you continue to lead them and guide them in their discretion and their decision, determination to be conduit that you can use to bring this community glory to you and good to the citizens. We thank you for each resident of Eatonville that you have allowed to be in this community. We pray that you continue to bless us with unanimity and harmony, respect for each other's personalities and properties as we live in this community. And again, thank you for everything that you're doing in, through, and for Eatonville. We ask you all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is the approval of the agenda. I just want to add, continuing from the workshop, I would like to add.
Yes.
Yes, Ms. N.Y. Theory will also come before you. And with that being said, is there a motion to approve?
I move.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. All right, the agenda has been approved. I'm going to begin with Ms. Nathiri. Please take the lecture.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, President, Town Clerk, and audience. I am pleased to be able to come before you tonight to say that the Board of County Commission unanimously approved a blockbuster project called Eatonville Rising. It is a 3-year project. It is restricted to marketing and events. It is a $1.3 million allocation from the Tourist Development Tax bucket. We are required in 2027, August and September 2027, to deliver no less than 50,000 people to the town of Eatonville and Orange County. This is not a festival template. We are prohibited from using that as a model. There will be no streets closed. We will have a sign, and I didn't say this as a backdrop and as a way of explaining process for us as a nonprofit using a number of volunteers. And Chief Murray may remember this fall when Miss Shanika Rose was the CRA director. I want to say that this kind of work really goes over a number of months. But I made an appointment to talk with her because we wanted to look at renting the lot that the CRA owns for 8 years' time to bring what's called a commission exhibition to the town of Eatonville. And the commission exhibition would require police security. And so in talking with her, she called Chief Murray, to get that number. Before I talk more generally, I want to say that this is the first opportunity that we will have to actually bring dollars to the town of Eatonville. In other words, in this award, we're not asking for any concessions. We will be paying not only for rental and police, but this is an opportunity actually to, with your assistance, put money in the hands of the people who are going to be in training. This is an effort ultimately to help build the human infrastructure for cultural heritage tourism. And one of the things that we will be doing, and Mr. Presley, I think you will remember the question that I asked you some months ago about if we are going to do training, what kind of stipend would we give to those people who are in training? And he indicated $750. I want to go down this line and then I want to talk with you about generally about the appropriation and the contract that we will have with Orange County, because there are two parts. One part is Orange County TDT, and it is restricted to only marketing and the event planning for 1 year. We will have to report on a semi-annual basis to make sure that we are delivering what we have said. Mayor Dillings did read a letter from Mayor Gardner. I did talk with him after, because I think there was some concern that the town of Eatonville was going to be asked to do the kinds of things that the city of Orlando had been asked to do with its blockbuster, right? And the city of Orlando was being asked to close 8 city blocks. And the city of Orlando was going to be providing a lot of infrastructure. I need to say to you again, without any hesitation, that is not what is happening with the town of Eatonville. This is a truly pay as you go. Now, this is not a matching grant, but we were able to bring to the table $600,000 from a letter of engagement from a fundraising group. And it is that money that is going to take care of the different things that I'm talking to you about now. In other words, those dollars have to be raised in order for us to do the kinds of things that I've spoken to you about. The rental of the CRA, the paying of the police, the actual commissioning of the work. Because even though it's a $1.3 million appropriation, it is over a 3-year period of time, and it's based on the TDT bucket, and that's all that's in the TDT bucket right now, 1.3 million. It is going to be very important because originally we were asking for $4.4 million, right? It's going to be very important that we are able to show that not only are we delivering, but the town of Eatonville is fully engaged. The government of Eatonville is fully engaged in what we are doing and supporting. Because frankly, that really is the thing that Mayor Dillings is very concerned about. Mr. President, what else should I be? What else should I do? That's fine. So you should expect that. But so this is after the first of the year. I will be coming to each of you to ask for a referral. This is how they do it with the county. We are asking each of you for a referral of one person whom you feel will do the work, go on the field trips, which are paid for by assuming that we're raising this money. So I'm going to ask you seriously to start thinking about that. Each of you has the ability to make a referral, right? Now, I really want to say this. I want to say it, as my mother would say, with love, all right? You all remember my mother. and how she was. I'm trying to learn how to do that, and she spoke straight out. This is really a big time. Okay, we are going to have to deliver and deliver without any exception. So the person that you refer is going to have to be willing to go to school, to be able to go on these field trips, to do all the things. It's not a freebie. It's a real big responsibility. And so I'm going to ask you to seriously, whoever you refer, that that's what we are. But it's a great opportunity. It's a fantastic opportunity. We had to, I'm going to use the expression of the church, we had to work like Hebrew slaves to get this over the finish line. This was not just a walk in the park. Right? But it is a great thing for the town of Eatonville. It's a great thing for the town of Eatonville. Thank you.
One thing only, you got some TDT money, that was great. I mean, that's the first time. ever.
That's how we,
Right.
the festival is TDT money, but you have to get sponsorship. And to Councilwoman's point, it really is about sponsorship. It is really about sponsorship, but this is a different level. This is actually a different level. It's not, we had to pitch an idea. It's like you make a sale, we had to pitch an idea, and we had to go through three levels. And we were able to make it.
One more question, says it's not a freebie. That means we select a person. You have to pay anything or?
No, in other words, if the person that you refer, they will have to sign an agreement, that they're going to deliver, because, this is, even though the county, this is not county money, but we're going to have to report, it's public, and so we will have to report, and everybody will have to, it's, and I'm not trying to be hard, but we don't need excuses or explanations.
I don't know.
So is this like an ambassador type concept?
It's actually, in a way of speaking, yes, because this is going to be a cultural narrative, absolutely. And I should say that another thing, we are going to be doing and when you get what's it called, the PowerPoint lays out exactly, there are 9 things that we're obligated to do. And one of them is Eatonville welcomes the world. Each neighborhood is going to have the opportunity to plan how it wants to showcase itself. We are planning to bring people from San Antonio who do a neighborhood, do a fiesta around the city of San Antonio. There's some very fine things that we have to refine. I mean, but at least it's when you see the PowerPoint, that will give you the big idea, and then you'll know that we're going to have to work very, very intent in doing so that we're able to meet the milestones. And
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Theory. Thank you, Mr. McKendrick. And congratulations. I know it was not a small feat, so congratulations. All right, with that being said, we now are ready for the Duke Energy Neighborhood Saver Program. Energy Saver Program.
We are Gardner councilmen and women. Long time friend, Miss Randolph.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The Sanford Festival, Black Heritage Festival.
Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Presley, I'm glad to be able to stand before you tonight to talk to you about a program that we are bringing to the greater Eatonville area. I call it Neighborhood Energy Saver. I'm privileged to have been the first person to actually operate this program in 17 years here in the state of Florida. But the Neighborhood Energy Saver program is a program that we've designed that allows us to be able to go into income eligible neighborhoods and install up to 21 free home improvements. So let me qualify free first. for every person that pays an energy bill to, I would say, the top five energy users or um, energy companies in the state of Florida. We are required to have conservation programs. So we can't just make money off of residents. We have to give them a return on their investment. And the way that we do this is through our efficiency programs. Now, we have two varieties that I like to talk about. The first one is assisting people that have discretionary income, and they can help to pay for some of the improvements, and we will provide an incentive in order for them to be able to do that. But the commission also says that for those that don't have that discretionary income, that we have to have programs for them as well. And because they don't have the discretionary income, we have to do them for free. Now, our goal is pretty simple. What we are looking to do is to be able to assist these households by installing up to 21 home improvements. We also look to educate the households by identifying energy efficiency techniques and best practices. And what we are looking to do is to change the way that our residents think about using energy and to help them to control the energy usage. Now, having done this for as long as I have, the one thing I can tell you is that most of us don't have a clue. And the reason why is because this is just not nothing that we do as a standard practice as far as energy efficiency. So what we like to do is to be able to share information, and that is a part of what we endeavor to do when we come into residence home. And we'll show you a little bit about how we do that. Now, eligibility, we do not have a Duke Energy criteria. And the reason why we don't is because when we established the program over 17 years ago, we wanted to align it with the same programs that the state of Florida had. So we pretty much adopted their guidelines. Right now, instead of the Department of Economic Opportunity, I believe they're calling themselves Florida Commerce. We do single family homes as well as apartments. Homeowners and renters are eligible as well. Our only requirement is that they are our customers and they live in the area that we have designated. I'll show you that shortly. All of the information highlighted in yellow basically says if you had called us and had someone to come to your home and do what we call the home energy check, and you partook in our sharing the cost there, then we can't, on this program, give you your money back. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the greater Eatonville area. To the east side is where we stand right here. We've identified 913 customers that span the Maitland area to the top, comes all the way around East Street and goes all the way down to Janete. Is that how you say it? Jonathan. Okay, all the way down that area, then back up by the school. And then we cross over I-4 side there. And the area at the top is right over here. The first area on the right side when you go across. The area down to the bottom there is the Catalina Park area. So we have 293 residents in that area as well. So if you would go to the next slide, please. Okay, so this is how we're going to actually start to get the word out. We're going to start a notification campaign. We have the intel on every resident in the area as far as name, address, phone number, email address. So what we'll start doing is to mailing out a package of information in January. We will look to have a community kickoff event over at the Den Johnson Center on February 11th. We will have flyers and door hangers and a variety of different information that we will be sharing with the residents throughout the the whole campaign there. Right about 913 customers. We should be in the community about 8 to 9 weeks. If you identify some other residents or areas that we may not have picked up on, we can just as easily add them on too. Okay, and this is pretty much the flyer that we were talking about there. And again, February 11th, when we look to have the event, it will be a small program. We'll invite you to come and say a few words about your impression of the program, and then we will feed people for the next hour. And hopefully we will be able to find someone that will help us provide a nice meal for everyone. One way or the other, we're gonna eat. So we look forward to being able to do this. And again, the appointment card, this is what they'll get about 2 weeks before we actually schedule the block. Residents will receive a card like this. Our appointment times are between 9 to noon or 1 to 5. On the right is the FedEx note that we call it. We would stick on the door the night before we are scheduled to come into the area. We come the next day, a resident not home. We have an 855 number where they can just call in and we will set them up. These are our trucks. Now, I talk about this as a safety issue. The reason why is because, well, sometime where we go, we have some clever people to pick up on what we are doing and they'll try and piggyback off of us. Instead of getting it for free, they'll try and sell it to the residents. So we tell our residents to look for these vehicles. If they don't see these vehicles, it's not us. And here are the 21 items that we are actually looking to install. The one that I really want to zero in on is the third one from the bottom left, that smart thermostat. So next year we will be featuring smart thermostats in every resident's home that wants them. That means they will actually be able to control their temperature from their phone. And so we're hoping that we can get a lot out of residents participating in that. But all of these items are eligible to be installed. But the home will take all 21. We're going to install all 21. So as many as they actually get.
How much?
Free. Don't cost them back. And this is our last chance postcard. So we're gonna make 4 attempts before we leave the community to be able to install these items. Now, what I like to do is try and work out both proximity to the area. So if by chance something happened, a resident was out of town or whatever, we can still send our guy back to install it. So we're gonna make every effort to stay close in proximity and to make sure that every resident that wants to participate can. And this is the aha moment. This is what I really like to share with the residents. And this is what I was talking about education component. Notice 34% of your bill. What we're talking about 7 months out of the year, 34% of your bill is air conditioning. 17% is your water heater, 12% is the refrigerator, with the exception of the heat pump. Everything else, you have to use a finger to be able to drive it. But those are the things that actually drive your bill, and that's where we try to get residents to zero in on.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time. Y'all have any questions?
Council, before you start, just so you know, we did make sure that there were 2 opportunities for the community to hear about this. Of course, February 11th is that one day. Then our normal stakeholders meeting in January on the 27th. We're also going to host Mr. Philpott again to make sure every resident can hear about this program. This is a great opportunity for energy savings and improvements to the homes at no cost to the owners of the properties. So just want to make sure you're all aware we're trying to get this out as much as we can to the community.
And it's free for those that do not have discretionary. But if there is discretionary, then there's gonna be a fee?
What do you mean?
But I think I kind of got you, so let me see if we're on the same page. So at least 50% of the people that live in the greater area has to meet the requirement of income level. I don't call people low income.
Right, okay,
Okay, so that means that if you just happen to live in the area and you're getting your $200,000 house, you just get lucky that day because you get partaked in it too.
okay, so you looked at the area, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
got it,
It's area driven.
okay, cool.
So that's why we wanted to make sure, because several other areas went on the list. And I asked Mr. Philpott to look and see if that could be included. So we tried to make sure we caught all the residential areas that are in Eatonville. But as you know, the other areas, there's some other areas from the unincorporated and Winter Park area that's included in that as well.
Maitland.
I'm sorry,
Go across the street.
Maitland.
You pick up Maitland, around Hamlet, that area back up in there.
Yes, sir.
And you notice that I did pick up that little piece down there at the bottom. So, yes, sir. And we got Greater Orlando on the west side over here, the Catalina Park. And also around the Maitland area on this side. Yes, sir. So we pick up everybody in sight to include West Kennedy Apartments down there. What is it, Forest Edge Apartments on Forest Edge Road over there? Before you get to the Winn-Dixie. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that they are, this is a great area, so we pick them all up.
Okay.
You get a presentation.
Yes, sir. She has it right here.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to just give me a call.
Thank you.
It's like the first time doing this.
No, we actually here in 2016.
I got the box still, the gadgets you get us to put in. So, this thing like this. All plates, all that.
Yes. Now, see, you remember.
Yep.
So that means you're gonna get one of these smart thermostats, right?
Light switch with it. All that stuff on there.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. King, are there any citizen participation?
No, we don't have.
So the next item is the approval of the consent agenda. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed. All right, there are no items for council decisions. Mr. Presley.
Yes,
your report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and to the community. As we close out this year, you'll receive electronically as well as hand copies of the year-end 2024 newsletter that's just coming from the administration on the different things that take place. Also some of the things to come. It'll cover Envision Eatonville, which is a program with our master plan that we are pursuing and making sure that hopefully by spring of 2025, we'll have a draft for council review for that. Also, we have been working on the MLK parade, and so information's in there. So please, staff, Ms. Brady should please send the email over to you all to kind of get a feedback on your expectations for MLK, so we can have that early. But the information and the vendors have already been going out to the community, and we are looking for sponsorships for that as well. Also, our clerk's office has been doing a great job. We've gotten our new records room and records clerk in place. But we also want to make sure we continue to work on introducing to the community the Text My Gov option for communicating with the staff, so we can make sure that we're answering and addressing those needs from our clerk's office. Just a few things. We have had some great opportunities, and we're working towards this with grants. The community change grant with our public works and with Ms. Valerie. We're still awaiting information there. I do have a meeting with the DRG program with HUD regarding the 2.2 million and as well as the 4.1 million coming up this week. And so we'll keep you updated on those items. The Marine grant has already started the design phases the planning and design phases for that project. And so Valerie's working along with CPH for that one. As you have approved tonight, the SRF funding is another one that's getting ready to take off. We have upped our status with the procurement process to make sure that we're covering all the items and making sure we have all the information available for the council to review if questions come up with those items. We did submit, just for council's review, we did submit for the community policing grant, an amendment to cover, and we need to schedule a community charrette with the Catalina Park to discuss the community policing facility that's in the process of being procured and designed and planned and constructed. But that was an amendment to see about the usage of the facility for the community for different events. That has been submitted to the Department of Justice. We're waiting on a response from them on that item. Lastly, with the grants, we are working with the 5.9, and we're waiting on, I think we're just waiting on the engineering approval of the engineering services for that particular grant. Just a few things, just to remind from the year end report, just to keep you updated on it as we close out. We've, of course, the municipal impact fees will take place in January. We've sufficed the 90-day period, and so that'll start implementation of that for any projects that is taking place within the town. The water sewer impact fees, Ms. Valerie's reviewing that now with Florida Rural Water. And so as that is accomplished, we'll have that as well. But we do have the other ones implemented and ready to go. We have started reviewing documentations for the stormwater master plan and rate study, so we can adjust or make that movement to the Avalon tax base versus through the water bills. As you know, we've, of course, the rate study has been complete, the implementation phases and the communication PR side is taking place where Ms. Valerie and the Public Works and our utility building is preparing letters to send to commercial and residential providers to make sure they're aware of the changes with the water rates. We do have the ARPA funds that we've utilized, maybe about 70% of that. We still have that 30%, and Ms. Gibson is working to see what other projects that are left to utilize those funds or put towards future projects with that. One other one I didn't mention was the CDBG grant that we have with the county for 370 East Kennedy. We're still, which is known as the CRA building, that we're still awaiting some items to come in from the county to proceed forward with that. But there has been a start on the addressing or looking into the architectural layout for that facility. The Public Works Department's doing a phenomenal job with that. You did get an update from our solid waste management on today. We are working on a few other items, such as some different awareness. As you heard with the solid waste, that we've had some larger pickups for a week or for that day that it exceeds such a size of our town. And so we're working on some communication and education programs for rethinking waste and to make sure that the residents are aware of what could be going towards recycling or what should be, compost of that nature. So we're working with our provider to put that program together for our solid waste. Solid waste dates for you to remember, only days that they will not run is on Christmas and New Year's Day. All the other days, wherever they fall on, they'll still do their normal runs. If any of those days that fall on that, they'll do next day service for those pickups. So just to keep you aware of the schedule for pickup for garbage, for solid waste. Recreational wise, of course, the recreation department is doing a great job. They are putting together a report, a comprehensive report, just to give some updates from the programs that are already in operation and the ones that are coming. But just so you all know, on Thursday is our Christmas on the Boulevard event, which we are in collaboration. The Hungerford Elementary is going to be an amazing event. So please make sure you're in place and be a part of that event. We'd love to have you there. If anything's changing with your schedules, please make sure Ms. Brittany knows so we can make sure we have accommodations for you at that. But also with that event there, the next day, they will also do a movie on the lawn at the same site. Courtesy of our recreation department and police department will be in place to assist with that. I want to also give appreciation to the staff, especially our finance team, Public Works, and our police department, who's worked diligently trying to assist through several things. Police department has the new vehicle that was donated to the town and was rewrapped at a discount rate, but it's an amazing looking vehicle. We've gotten pretty good high marks on that. And so again, to our chief, we thank him for that. We are working to finalize, just so you're aware of this one as well, we're working to finalize the homeless or the unsheltered epidemic that is taking place in Central Florida with the county. There were several meetings last month that kind of discussed their direction. Once we get their final direction, it normally fiddles down to the local governments. So we're still waiting to hear back from them on the final process, because there is now Florida statutes that prohibit certain things with homelessness or unsheltered. And so we want to make sure that there's no legal findings that will fall back on the town with those items. So just wanted to keep today on that. As far as that, we did have a few new team members that have joined, and just wanted to make sure the council have recognized those. Miss Luella Francis, she's coming up on for utility building clerk. Miss Nicole DeRenzo, did I say that right?
Yes.
DeRenzo is our records coordinator. Miss Tanisha Donnelly for Public Works Administration. Dominique Taylor, who's a return employee, but he's in our Public Works. Felicia Johnson, another return employee for Recreation, and Miss Kennedy Johnson, part-time worker. So those are just some of the things that have taken place towards the year end. You'll have a copy of that report from me, from my year end report, for your review and comments for that. At the last meeting, there were several items that came up regarding the logo. I just wanted to make sure this council was aware that there was a study or a document that was produced by our legal for the logo. We're just awaiting direction from council to proceed forward on that. So that has been submitted back as of, per my records, was July of this year earlier. So the information regarding the next steps with doing something with the logo was already there, which is just a matter of getting direction from council on what we would like to do with that. And then the other item, of course, we've already talked about the garbage. And in regards to the closeout of the year, just want to say thank you again to the council for the opportunity to serve the community in this capacity. We are working diligently with staff to make sure that we are operating at a high level. There were some comments made about the morale of the staff, and I did reach out to, and I made it my business to make sure I met with each department and discussed with each one of them and wanted to hear from them, their concerns, items, and so from those conversations, the majority of the staff said they enjoy working for the town. They did not have any issues with the administration. And of course, we'd be more than welcome to share more. But there were some concerns about the comments made from certain council towards staff that kind of left a bad taste in their mouths. And so I'm working to make sure I do a better job to make sure you all have the proper information, so that there is no fallback to our staff that can be misleading to them to hear from this dais those items. And so we'll continue to work on ourselves and make sure we do all we can to serve this mayor and council in the best of our ability. And with that, thank you again. Merry Christmas to you and your families, and a Happy New Year.
Council.
Lord.
Oh, lawyer.
Yes.
So,
Councilman Spicer.
so to answer Councilman's Mac's question that hasn't asked yet,
Don't scratch it.
there was a lawsuit filed last month. It was a refile of a previous lawsuit that was filed in April of this year regarding a sidewalk issue with someone claiming injuries. Our office is not handling that. Dean Ringers handled the previous lawsuits. I'm assuming they will be handling this lawsuit as well. So that's it.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I thank everybody for coming out, being engaged in town business. So it's a pleasure seeing so many people in the audience being engaged. First of all, I would like to just say happy holidays to everybody. I know we approaching the holidays, and this is it's depressing for some people, and it's triple for others. But if we keep everybody in spirit and lifted, definitely be appreciative.
I'm looking forward to the Christmas on the Boulevard holiday event that we have annually. I know every year the kids down in Hungerford put on such a great performance. I know I really enjoyed it last year. It's a lot of talented kids in this community, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And also congratulations to PEC on their grant that they just received from Orange County. That's a big plus. It's gonna definitely help, do a lot of different things in the community in terms of just, comprehensively just helping people and bringing a lot more cultural events to this town as well. And I'll make sure I don't forget anything. Congratulations to all the employees, the new employees that we have for the town of Eatonville. I get a pleasure of walking in here daily and seeing the smiles and seeing the professionalism that they display on a daily basis. So I just take my hats off to you guys, give you flowers. But of course, if anything that is not going according, I will let you know privately also, but it would never be nothing that I do publicly. So congratulations to everybody that's aboard now. Hopefully we can continue, building and structurally bringing people that's gonna, be buying into the town, to the town of Eatonville. And last but not least, thank you, Mr. President. I know we have a sit down meeting every time right before any meetings, and you're very thorough about everything that you've talked about in terms of town business. So I definitely appreciate your professionalism and your leadership as the administration. And if our minds and hearts are clear, that is my report. Y'all have a great holiday.
Thank you. Councilman Daniels.
I would like a good evening, everyone. I'd like an update on Mr. English, please. The young man who was trying to purchase the property. Every time I see him, smiles big. I say, hey man, did they take care of you? And he said, Councilman Daniels, no. So if we can get that closed out to give him information on what he needs to purchase the land on the side, or if he can't do it, so that he can feel confident that we did all we can. And great guy, just whatever we need to do to see if you can't do it, you can. I really appreciate that. Recycling program. I know, we have this thing when I've always wanted a recycling program to help our citizens to know to, those plastic water bottles, whatever, see what we can do to get a program together to incentivize recycling for our community. I will always be a person that fights for this community as far as every dime needs to be held accountable. I like what Mr. Philpott said. He said, return on investments. That's what I see when we say these special events. What's the return on the investment? You putting on this event, what's the return? Not just to say I got people here, but what are we doing to ensure that that person will go back and tell their person in Tallahassee or the Vero Beach or wherever they are, that they will bring 5 to 6 people back to our event. To me, that's a data that shows that we're making an impact. These events are making an impact. So until that happens, I will forever be on fees, permits, whatever we need to help take care of our community. Return on investment is going to be my key word for next year. And let me also say that whatever your money pays for, whatever that money that organization pays for, if they want to sell dirt, grass, rocks, I could care less. As long as they pay their money, fulfill their obligation with this form, pay their dues. I don't care what you sell. But when you do it on this hollow ground, I keep saying, when you do it here at Town Hall, I won't be in favor of that because this is where we conduct our business. Now, I will continue to say, if it's done for free, if we're helping a nonprofit, if we're helping, I keep saying breast cancer or whatever we want to do, you want to show me you care, let these events, the money that they raise, let's put a roof on someone's home. Let's get that money to helping the non-shelter. Let's see what we can do about purchasing stuff. Then that'll show me you care, and not you just, just throwing an event just to be throwing it. Put your money where your mouth is. Post office, if I had an update on that, I know Councilwoman, that was her main thing is that the 17,000 that we got from, if we can run that for 17,000, I have no problem with it if we can, but I mean part-time or whatever. That I just don't want the town to go into a deficit again like we have been. Budgetary, making up the difference for salaries and whatever we need to run that. I don't know how we can do it. I don't know if we can just have automated something that just drop mail off. I'm not sure. But we got to be creative in seeing how we can run that 17 grand. Just if you can give me an insight on that. Thank everyone for coming, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. But I will see you then. Merry Christmas.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I do have a concern about a memorandum I received from the CEO, Mr. Preston. Would you like to discuss that for me to make a report on this now, or would you like to talk to me about it?
We can talk offline.
Okay, when can we talk offline?
We can schedule something this week or tomorrow, or I get what you have to say.
It has to be tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
It has to be tomorrow, preferably tomorrow morning.
Yes, ma'am.
For early.
What is, for the record, man, what is,
Yeah, man.
what is it?
Well, I
Brought
can
it
get,
up.
well,
You said bring it up at the meeting and not.
well, so I'm bringing it up, okay, well, let's
Like,
just,
what is it?
let's play by the rules. Okay, Mr. Preston felt like as a council member, that I am engaged in disruption and undue pressure on the administrative functions. Some of the things that he had cited here is not true because you don't have the full story about what happened, especially that incident that happened over there. So I did my due diligence as a council member when I called you. I didn't call anyone. I went outside of the circle of authority. I called you, and that person had spoken to you. And then the other person spoke to you about the incident. I didn't tell anybody what to do. I was minding my own business, didn't even know that was even going on. Happened to see a distressed resident about an issue about the plumbing or something going on with the roots or whatever it was. Trying to help get this person, calm this person, give them some, some care. That's all I was doing. But there's some other things on here that I felt like was not appropriate, because as a council person, I don't report to you and I don't report to the mayor. You can't tell me what to do. You can advise me, make recommendations and things of that nature, but I report to the people of Eatonville. And if I see that there's something that is very urgent on the spot that needs to be taken care of, I am going to see about the residents and my constituents. Those are the people who are at the top of the ladder as far as my obligation and my duties. And we can talk about this a little further tomorrow. So I gave everybody a little peek what it's all about. So we can meet tomorrow morning. I prefer tomorrow morning. Just tell me what time and I will be here.
Sure.
You want to tell me what time to be here?
I mean, we can schedule that.
Okay.
I won't be
After
up
the
there.
meeting? Okay. All right, thank you.
That's it,
That's it. Thank you.
Vice Chair.
Thank you. Okay, my main thing is going in 2025, and we still have some issues back in 2024 we haven't handled yet. Like the easement, Councilman James talked about, it was on my list, that while we still have that held up, I don't know what the reason for that. It's all 24, 23 we're dealing with this issue. Why it's taking so long? Sewage line on Lincoln, why it's taking so long for us to put a lateral there, whatever we need to do. These things that lagged us in 24 and 23, that hasn't been done. I think it's an easy fix. Should be easy fix. It's still lingering on. And I'll talk about 2025, the chief with the golf cart signage. Where we at, what we doing with those, with the golf carts, signage. That's one thing we need to get on wraps, so we can let people know where golf carts can and cannot go. Sure. About golf carts? I need to talk to the attorney about that.
Do you have a question about?
I'm just talking to the chief. I mean, I'm just letting you know what we need to get.
Sounds like you just want to know when it's going to actually start the process.
Well, I understand is we need to finish, because if he's emailing me the ordinance, like.
What we need is to have these things on the agenda. This,
It's my understanding.
I can't put aside we can understand what it says, yeah.
that ordinance, right?
Yeah, the ordinance.
What has-
Approved.
So, we need to get the set up set things just letting on. We're not taking business as we pass things.
We can.
We need to keep things going and show people that things are, they're done or not they're done. So that's one thing there. what was handled for 2025. So my thing is, what we had in 2024, let's go on 2025, make things easier for citizens. So things go smoothly. And about, like I said, I will talk with you more about the event situation. Go with some other cities are doing. Like I said, I disagree with some things that were said. That's just discussion. That's my opinion. That your return, cities make money, all that kind of stuff there. If you make the investment, you didn't put no money in, but you shared the sponsorship of the event, showing that you is held in your community. That's the way you turn it over, having people come. So let's get that kind of stuff understood about when people do come to your community. And that's what I have Kwanzaa, have Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, you know, that's not.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Congratulations to PEC. Mr. Dix, I owe you an apology. I have gotten back with you within 24 hours. And it wasn't until I looked at you maybe 30 minutes ago and said, oh man, I forgot. So I do want to get back with you regarding the Bethune issue. So my apologies.
I'm putting it all together.
All right. So, and I just want to say this for all the finger pointing and I say finger pointing, let me rephrase, for all the challenges that have been pointed out. I think that this administration since 22 to present has really broken so many milestones. That list that Mr. Presley read, I don't know if y'all were listening, but I think we're pushing close to 70 million. Most of what we're about to sign with the 34 million, we literally can clear our capital improvement plan. And usually people take 10 years to do that. You know, this administration has been doing a super job. So if I seem a little agitated sometimes, forgive me, because we have a big job to do. And the staff has been doing it. And if they forget this or forget that, that's where that grace has to be shown. Because there is a lot going on. I'm looking forward to the Duke Energy. That's going to help so many homes. We just have to make sure we can get them to trust people to come into their house to get it done. I just want to make sure. Oh, and in regards to the 34 million, I know that we are going to have to pinch pennies in most households because the water is going to increase, but without that increase, we could not fix these pipes. And one is going to help the other, and hopefully it all balances out, just like the market economy. But just happy holidays, everybody. We are moving in the right direction at a tremendous speed. Having the consent agenda that was approved, bringing on the group, the administration group, that's going to take a lot off Miss Monday's back because she's been carrying a huge load. So congratulations to Mr. Presley, the staff, for all the work that you've done, and hopefully in the next several months we'll start seeing the rewards, because the money is being put in place, and that's mainly what is needed in order to get some of these much needed repairs done in this town. And hopefully that'll loosen up our pockets to do other things in the community. So everyone drive carefully. Thank you for coming out. And with that, I move for adjournment. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, 8 to 9 for adjournment.